In recent years, the term Karen has topped meme culture to spotlight individuals asserting entitlement, often clashing with authority. This video discusses 4 cases where Karens confront law enforcement, leading to unexpected outcomes. From Florida's Walmart aisles to a seemingly tranquil seawall, officers like Sergeant Ellis and victims like McDonald's staff face these daunting challenges, highlighting a growing societal issue. Let's begin with our first case. On February 18, 2022, a peaceful seawall became the backdrop for an intense standoff that embodies the increasingly common confrontations between citizens and law enforcement over perceived rights infringements. Blair Houston found himself at the center of this disruption, not for the suspected marijuana use reported to the police, but for a matter as seemingly mundane as a dog leash violation.
He says you're smoking weed. I don't know. I'm here to check it out.
Am I? Can you smell it? Off.
The incident occurred when local law enforcement, responding to a complaint about potential marijuana use near the seawall, approached Houston. The officers, among them Officer Johnson, were initially investigating the scent of marijuana but stumbled upon a more visible ordinance violation: Houston's dog, unleashed, frolicking nearby.
I get that hazard lights on, right?
Yeah, this is for a dog leash.
Or
he just wanted me to wait around.
For a dog leash, you're gonna block this guy getting smoked.
Well, he has a dog on camera because I let him off the lead, let him out of my arms for a second.
Houston, a self-proclaimed advocate for civil liberties, seized the moment to challenge the officers on what he perceived as a violation of his rights, transforming a simple check into a public spectacle. Houston's confrontation with the police was not just about the leash law. It was an assertion of his interpretation of rights and freedoms. He accused the officers of overstepping their bounds, with Officer Johnson bearing the brunt of his ire. The situation escalated as Houston, with a flair for the dramatic, disputed the officer's authority to detain him for such an infringement, arguing that the real issue at hand was not the leash but the police's encroachment on his freedoms. Ultimately, Blair continued on his way, having received a $60 citation for not having his dog on a leash, a seemingly minor infraction that belied the larger questions it raised about civic responsibility and the role of law enforcement in maintaining order.
Thank you.
Oh, they reduced the charge now?
Yes, they reduced the fine now to $60 instead of $93. All right.
This citation, while minor, highlighted the complexities of such encounters in today's socio-political climate. Officer Johnson, reflecting on the incident, emphasized the importance of mutual respect and understanding in managing the delicate balance between enforcing the law and respecting individual rights. While Blair Houston's confrontation highlighted a battle over freedoms and leash laws, Cherise Cleveland's story takes us from the seawall to a McDonald's, where her demand for a mixed-flavor slushie led to an unexpected incident. In a seemingly ordinary McDonald's, a request for a slushie mixed with all 3 flavors became the catalyst for an altercation that would soon involve law enforcement. Cherise Cleveland, whose simple desire for a customized slushie escalated into a physical confrontation with the restaurant's employees, found herself in the throes of a dispute far beyond what anyone could have anticipated from such a mundane beginning.
Hey!
Don't touch her!
Enough!
Don't touch her!
Put your bag down.
The incident, lacking in humor and fraught with tension, grew when Cleveland, unsatisfied with the staff's refusal to mix slushy flavors, decided to take matters into her own hands, literally. Venturing behind the counter in an attempt to create her desired concoction, she was confronted by employees who insisted she leave the restricted area. What started as a verbal dispute quickly escalated, with Cleveland becoming physically aggressive towards the staff, leading to a call to the local police. Responding officers, led by Sergeant Davis, arrived on the scene to find a situation far removed from the routine disturbances often reported at fast food restaurants. Cleveland, steadfast in her pursuit of the slushie, resisted officers' attempts to de-escalate the situation, resulting in her detainment. Throughout the altercation, Cleveland maintained that her actions were driven by nothing more than her desire for a slushie, a stance that seemed incredulous given the chaos that had ensued. Following her arrest, Cherise Cleveland was charged with a misdemeanor assault on 2 counts, with her bond established at $11,000. If convicted, she risks up to 180 days in jail and could be fined as much as $1,000. The McDonald's employees, shaken by the event, were commended by law enforcement for their restraint and professionalism under pressure. Sergeant Davis, reflecting on the event, emphasized the importance of communication and respect in resolving conflicts, noting that the legal system is not the place to settle disputes over fast food. As she faced the possibility of jail time and fines, the community was left to ponder the erosion of patience and the growing disconnect in societal interactions. Unlike Sharice Cleveland, who simply wanted a slushie, Christina Cabot's demands were fueled by alcohol, turning a night out into a night of chaos and confrontation at a local bar. On the evening of August 11th, a bar that should have been a place of leisure and camaraderie turned into a scene of disruption, largely due to the actions of Christina Cabot. Intoxicated and unruly, Cabot's behavior escalated from verbal altercations to physical attacks on fellow patrons, marking her not just as a disturbance, but a danger to those around her. The bar staff, having recognized Cabot as a recurrent problem, were quick to call the police, hoping for a resolution that had eluded them throughout the day. The responding officers, among them Officer Reynolds, were met with a volatile situation. Cabot, seemingly emboldened by her inebriation, resisted efforts to calm the situation, leading to an attempt by the officers to detain her for the safety of everyone involved.
Unfortunately, you do have to go to jail tonight, okay?
Do you think I deserve to be arrested right now?
What's your sergeant?
I don't know. What am I being charged
You've
with?
been arrested for disorderly conduct.
Cabot's resistance did not wane upon the officers' intervention. Instead, it intensified, with Cabot physically lashing out and verbally abusing the officers trying to escort her from the premises. Her actions, captured on the body cameras of the officers, provided clear evidence of her disruptive and aggressive behavior, leading to charges of disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. The consequences of Cabot's actions extended beyond her immediate arrest. The incident, having taken place in a public venue, was witnessed by numerous patrons, some of whom were victims of her aggression. She was for resisting arrest and disorderly conduct. The bar, known for its otherwise peaceful atmosphere, faced scrutiny over its handling of such individuals, despite the staff's efforts to manage the situation responsibly. In the aftermath, Christina Cabot's case served as a cautionary tale about the impacts of excessive alcohol consumption and the responsibilities of individuals in public spaces. Her charges, while addressing her specific actions, also highlighted the broader implications of such disturbances on public safety and the strain they place on law enforcement and community resources. Christina Cabot's rowdy bar incident pales in comparison to the dangerous escalation witnessed at a Florida Walmart, where Brandy McGowan's aggression took a more menacing turn with a brick and a pocket knife. On March 30th, 2022, an ordinary day at a Walmart in Florida spiraled into an alarming confrontation when Brandy McGowan, wielding a brick and later escalating to a pocket knife, threatened the safety of shoppers and employees alike. The escalation of her threats, from a brick to a more lethal pocket knife, compounded the urgency of the situation, prompting an immediate response from local law enforcement.
Drop the knife now! Drop it. Drop the knife.
The first officer on the scene, Officer Martinez, encountered a volatile and unpredictable situation. McGowan, armed and seemingly undeterred by the officer's presence, refused to comply with commands to disarm. The tension peaked as backup arrived, allowing Officer Martinez the opportunity to switch from lethal to less lethal force, deploying his taser in a decisive action to neutralize the threat posed by McGowan. The use of the taser proved to be a turning point, allowing the officers to safely detain McGowan without further incident. The subsequent investigation revealed McGowan to be under the influence of methamphetamine, a factor that likely contributed to her erratic and dangerous behavior. This discovery added a layer of complexity to the case, highlighting the interplay between substance abuse and public safety. Charged with aggravated assault, McGowan faced serious legal repercussions for her actions, emphasizing the severity with which the legal system treats such incidents. The charge, reflecting the potential harm her actions could have caused, carried the possibility of significant prison time, showcasing the grave consequences of such behavior. She carried a sentence of 5 years in prison, and was also fined up to $5,000. The incident at Walmart not only presented immediate dangers to those present, but also prompted wider reflections on security measures in public spaces and the challenges law enforcement faces in managing such threats. Officer Martinez, reflecting on the ordeal, emphasized the importance of preparedness and the value of non-lethal options in resolving potentially deadly confrontations.